Each one here this evening for our council meeting on April 22nd. I'd like to acknowledge the land which we gather is the territory of the Nishnawbe, Ottawa, and Mississauga peoples. Confirmation of the agenda that the Council of Township of North Huron hereby approves the agenda for April 22nd, 2025 County Council meeting as presented. May I have a mover? Councillor Wright, Councillor Whitfield, all in favor? Carried. Disclosure of pecuniary interest in the general nature thereof. Seeing none. Consent agenda. That the Council of Township of North Huron hereby adopts consent items 4.1.1 and further that the Council of Township of North Huron hereby receives consent items 4.1.2 to 4.3.8 for information purposes. Before we pull anything out, may I have a mover? Deputy Reeve, Councillor Van Hitterson. Would anybody like to pull anything out? Councillor Palmer, then we'll go to Deputy Reeve, please.
It's not really to pull anything out. It's a comment on the number of municipalities that are pulling themselves out of this the superpower for mayors. And I was enlightened by that. And I'm hoping that there's a lot more.
Thank you. Deputy Reeve.
Thank you, Reeve. This is 4.2.3. It's the reciprocal cross-border service agreement. I'm just curious as to possibly a name change to the reciprocal cross-border. Reciprocal to me indicates that it's equal back and forth. Where the two systems that we're talking about, our system provides fire suppression in both of our reciprocal areas, where in return, the reciprocal area does not provide fire protection. Thus, it changes the cost of insurance to the homeowners in our municipality, while we're giving away the added advantage of having flow meters, hydrants for our reciprocal agreement. It's just possibly just to not call it a reciprocal cross-border. It's just not reciprocal. That's I just want to make sure that's not as seen as that.
Yeah, through your worship, to answer Deputy Falconer's question, ultimately at the top of Schedule A of the bylaw, it just says cross-border servicing agreement. So really it's just kind of that wording carries over from the previous direction of council to negotiate agreements for the two systems that are the same. So
Councillor Wright, please.
Yeah, thanks. Through you, Reeve. So yeah, I also wanted to make comments on 4.2.3. I'd like to thank staff for their efforts on getting this done, because a lot of this was closed door discussions. It didn't get kind of the public, the public wasn't aware of the discussions that were going on. But I just think it goes to show that when you walk into a negotiation with the idea that you both want to be winners out of the agreement, things can get done fairly easily and quickly, and it benefits both municipalities. This was a departure from the former negotiation which happened with this cross-border servicing. So again, I'd like to compliment staff for getting this done, and hopefully we can use this as a model with for future agreements with Morris Turnberry for other services. Thank you.
We have a mover and a seconder. All in favor? Carried. Carrying on, no public meetings or hearings delegations. Staff reports 6.3.1 CC 2025-05 Letter of Understanding with the Fanshawe College for Learning Experience for Students. Just before we go to any questions for Director Stice on this, I was just wondering if she could just give a little update on what this is all about for people listening. Thank you.
Through you, Reeve Heffer. This is a regular agreement, but the first time before council. And this is because they made a few changes and asked for it to come under, come signed as an agreement or letter of understanding. And so thought it was prudent that it would be presented in front of council for signature and feedback. This is, just for you to know, this allows us to receive student placements.
Yes, thank you. Okay, are there any questions for Director Stice at all? Go ahead, Councillor Palmer, please.
Yeah, thank you, Reeve. Just curious, how many students would you be expecting in a year?
We currently receive about one placement student per calendar year. So this is a time of year that we're just starting to receive them. Although school started in September, this is the time for placements. So it's on average about one a year.
Thank you. No other questions? May I have a mover? Councillor Whitfield, Councillor Wright, all in favor? Carried. Public Works, 2025-14, alternate sourcing permissions for the budget one-ton truck. At this time, we'll just let Director Wilson elaborate a little bit on this, and then we'll go to questions for Director Wilson. Thank you.
Thank you, through you, Reeve. I just wanted to have this additional option or flexibility, especially with the way the markets are right now and the pending tariffs, that if we could find a good used one-ton truck, then this would be a good option to move forward with something like that. And I'm just a little concerned with maybe even the timelines on delivery. If we did go to an RFP tender process, that we may not even be able to acquire one in 2025.
Thank you. Are there any questions from any members? Go ahead, Deputy Reeve, please.
Yeah, thank you, through you, Reeve. My only concern is to what's available in what year. I just don't like, I want to put into service, a truck that's already 4 years into its lifespan, when we've already set aside or already made the strategic plan to upgrade our fleet to new, and carrying forward with a warranty from the manufacturer in the first few years to length of service. Are we just going to be shortchanging ourselves, putting into a used truck into service and having to take it out earlier, versus having, going and staying the course and getting the proper truck? That's all it was.
Go ahead.
Through
Dr.
you,
Wilson.
Reeve, to answer the question, yes, we would certainly take the age of the used truck that we'd be looking at, and wouldn't be buying anything that's high milers or anything like that. We would want to take all that into account to make sure that, as I'm saying, that it is something that we feel there's still value in it and would be a good option. And if we can't find something that is suitable, then we wouldn't move forward with it.
Go ahead, Councillor Palmer, please.
Thank you, Reeve. Yes, we were discussing, Director Wilson, perhaps the mileage that the truck would put on every year. That might help everybody feel better about a used vehicle.
Yeah, through you, Reeve. I did speak to the Public Works staff, and they said that they'd be lucky to put 10,000 kilometers on the one ton that they currently have in a year. So it's nothing that is a high miler that they put on here. And I believe the one that they currently have now is a 2007. So they've got good value out of that truck.
Thank you. Okay, any other questions for Director Wilson? Seeing none, may I have a mover? Councillor Palmer, seconder. Councillor Whitfield, all in favor? Carried. 6.5.1, by Law Enforcement and Animal Control Services follow-up report. Are there any questions here for Director Krager or Director Lamb? Go ahead, Deputy Reeve, please.
Thank you, through you, Reeve. Just in taking over the animal control and adding it into the by law enforcement, will we need to outfit a vehicle, a truck or whatever with the caged compartments in it for restraining stray dogs and such like that? Are we gonna need the apparatus to do that job? So I'm asking for.
Go ahead,
Through you, Reeve. Yeah, the plan moving forward is we already have a deputy chief pickup truck that's in service. So the plan is to put a cage and equipment in the back of that and have it removable when needed in and out. So it can do fire suppression, inspection services, as well as animal control on top of that.
Councillor Palmer, please.
Yeah, thank you, Reeve. With the position description changing, how does that affect our partners, the other municipalities that we have agreements with? Like they'll see it as animal control and bylaw. Will it be written in the agreements that it has nothing to do with them? That particular service?
Yeah, through your worship, to answer Councilor Palmer's question, ultimately those, they're completely separate budgets. All the expenses are completely separate GLs. And yeah, so those agreements, could easily be, written to make sure it doesn't include that. But really from a operations logistics perspective, it's so separated anyways that, it wouldn't necessarily be applicable.
Any other questions for them? Understand this is going to be more cost effective too, so that's always good for us sitting around the table to look at and be able to tell our constituents that too. So may I have a mover? Please, Councillor Van Hitterson, Deputy Reeve, all in favor? Carried. 6.6.1 CS 2025-04 North Huron Museum deaccession project, report number 22, non-accessioned items, list D, and project status update. Are there any questions for our clerk? Go ahead.
No, certainly if there's any questions, happy to answer members of council.
And it's pretty straightforward from all the other, I guess we've had about 22 other ones already now, so I don't think much going to change, but I just wondered if you could give us a little update. Are we starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel there? Just
Certainly the staff see a lot of light. There's a lot of documents and certainly the accessioning that's still happening. The staffing does change at the end of this week, so we're going to go down from the 2 staff members to 1, and then we'll have the 1 proposed for the next 2 months, and we hope to continue to see some good progress there. Again, the relationships that we've been having with the county, with their museum, and able to share and I guess spread out these artifacts to them that fit their goals is a value, but there's still quite a work to do. There's quite a collection in the museum that we're finding.
I'd just like to add on there, working with Elizabeth French Gibson at the county there, that she has really enjoyed working here. It's been really a good reciprocal effect there. So positive note there. So with that, I may I have a mover? Yep, Councillor Wright, Deputy Reeve, all in favor? Carried. CAO 2025-07 workshop training survey results. I'll have Ritu come to the podium, please. And at this time, are there any questions about? Oh, then we'll have questions.
Thank you for having me here, and good evening, everyone. So before I begin, I would like to express my appreciation to the local businesses who provided their valuable support and valuable feedback. They participated in our survey. And I also would like to extend my sincere thanks to Reeve and Deputy Reeve and the member of council for your continued support for our economic development initiatives. And thank you for recognizing that economic development is not just about attracting new investment, but it is equally about supporting the existing business and provide different type of supports, make them grow and thrive here in the local community. I'm pleased to present the findings from the recent workshop and training surveys. Yeah. This survey was conducted for a month and it was in March, and this initiative was launched with the goal of better understanding the needs of our local business community and identifying the specific types of training and workshops that could support their continued growth here in North Huron. And if we talk about aligning our initiatives with the North Huron strategic plans, so it is aligned with action item number 1.2, so which highlighted that identify opportunities to collaborate with Huron County to promote business development opportunities and tourism in North Huron, because after this workshop, so we're going to work collaboratively with the Huron County and also with our different partners. And it also aligns with action item 1.7, which includes like develop a plan to support balanced growth and development. And action item number 1.8, coordinate local economic development initiatives with county priorities to prevent duplications of efforts, as we know that they are also providing various type of training and workshops opportunities to the local businesses here in Huron County. So we just don't want to duplicate those type of efforts. And also like it comes under the business retention and expansion initiatives, which we are starting. So the goal to do this survey is to gather valuable feedback on the types of workshops or training programs that businesses would be most interested in participating in North Huron to support consistent interactions and communications with business community locally. To add focus and attention to value of BRNE initiatives from a grassroots level in township. This effort is also important in identifying opportunities to strengthen our local economy and enhance skill sets and ensure businesses have the right tool sets they need to like grow or thrive here in North Huron. And so as per the result, we utilized both online platforms and in-person engagements to ensure the survey was accessible and so that the participation from the diverse areas. And I'm happy to report that the effort was met with the strong participation, and it was a success, we can call it. And we received responses from the 42 businesses all across North Huron. And as per the data shows, so among the 42 businesses, there were 25 businesses, which includes like 59.5% was from Wingham, and 16 business, which means 38.1% was from Blythe, and one business was from Belgrave, and one was from Auburn. And if we talk about the nature of the business, so 25, the majority of the businesses, like 25 business was from the retail industry, and also like it, if we talk about the percentage wise, like 59.5%. And it followed by the service businesses, 9 business, and then professional services, 8 businesses are there, like 19% of this total survey, and then followed by the manufacturing, production, and consumers. And then followed by agriculture, farming, restaurant, cafes, bar, and other different sectors of this industry. And this is interesting to notice that 88.1% businesses mentioned they have not participated in any workshops or trainings in North Huron. And also, like what we have realized that they also get confused whether they are attending the training of organizing by the Huron County or whether they are attending the like it is organized by the North Huron. So if we talk about the priority area for the training or workshops, so and also just percentage wise, of course, it's going to be more than 100% because businesses selected more than one interested training and workshops things. So majority of the workshop they have selected, it is related to networking and collaboration, and followed by It's 14 businesses, 33.3%. So they selected financial management for small scale sector businesses, and then followed by like 13 businesses selected promote market your business online, and then business planning and strategies. And but we have received, they showed a lot of interest to different areas. So, but yeah, majority by seeing the highlights, they goes with these type of areas and workshops and training. When we ask about the preferences where they would like to attend, so of course the majority businesses were there in Wingham, so it goes with the Wingham. So 61.9%, so 26 businesses selected Wingham area, they would like to attend there. And 18 business mentioned Blythe, and 4 business mentioned Belgrave. And also we ask about how they prefer to attend or receive that in training and workshops. So 61.9% businesses highlighted in-person sessions, and they also know the value of like personal attending meetings or training sessions locally, just to meet and to connect with the local people, business community here. And 38.1% was okay to attend the virtual and online sessions. We also ask about like month-wise when they think that it would be good for them to attend the training and workshops. So like majorly they mentioned about the winter timing, and then followed by the spring time. And of course 14, like they are 14 businesses are also mentioned about the fall season would be good for them to attend any kind of workshop and training here in the North Huron. And we also asked about the timing, because it is also a crucial part for them as per their work routine. So a majority mentioned about the morning time, followed by the afternoon and then the evening time. Only one business mentioned about the weekend. And about the days wise, so they prefer like Tuesdays mostly, and then followed by Monday, Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday. And we also asked about the duration of the workshops and training. So majority selected for 1 hour and then 2 hours, and 6 businesses selected just for the half day or 4-hour session. And this is like, we also ask, are they interested to like future, to just know about the future training and workshops if it's available. So 83.3% showed interest and said yes. So I also would like to highlight that the feedback we received was overwhelmingly positive, and we received many kind words and expression of appreciation from local business owners during the survey process, and they showed a strong interest in future workshops and development opportunities. So as a next step, we will collaborate with the Huron County Economic Development Team and with our others partners to plan and organize the required workshop and training sessions in North Huron in this year.
Okay, thank you very much, Ritu. Okay, at this time, I'm open up to the floor. Are there any questions from any council members? Go ahead, Deputy Reeve, please.
Thank you. Through you, Reeve. Not really a question. I just want to thank her for putting this information together. It's difficult as a counselor because we always meet one-on-one with the people we're talking to on the businesses, and we only hear their, what's important to them. And sometimes we get off track of thinking that's what we have to put all our eggs in that one basket. But to see overall what their conclusions are of what we can put together, it's much easier to look at this information than gather it myself to look at it as a whole. So thank you for the report.
Thank you, Deputy.
Thank you. Any other questions? Councillor Wright, then go to Councillor Palmer, please.
Thanks, through you, Reeve. So I think you touched on it, but when do you envision the first of these workshops taking place?
We're gonna work with the Huron County Economic Development Team, and also depending on the results. So we know that they are interested to attend it fall season and winter season. And Huron County team also organize their workshops and training. So again, we would like to reduce the duplicacy. We don't want to do it, what they are doing externally. So we will plan together, and in this year we are trying. So in the coming weeks, I'm going to have a meeting with their team, and then we'll organize that. And of course, like we'll share that information with you before organizing any workshop and training in North Huron.
Councillor Palmer, please.
Yeah, through you, Reeve. Ritu, was there any involvement or comments from the BIAs?
Through you, Reeve, yes, before sending out the survey, I spoke with, like I shared the information with the BIAs as a process to follow. So I received BIA Wingham's response. So he also supported this survey, and he also provided few feedbacks about the, like, what sort of training and workshops areas he is interested to include. So yeah, I received that also from them.
Thank you. Just on the last comment there on page 13, Ritu, I was just wondering, and our other partners to plan and organize. I know it says the Huron County, but could you just elaborate on other partners?
Like I received support from the Libro here locally from Wingham. So he also mentioned about providing support for any kind of workshop and training we are organizing in North Huron. And also like Huron Chamber of Commerce, he provided that support because they are our valuable partners. So it depends on the opportunity and the timing, like, so, but of course, we're going to have a detailed discussion with them as well in the coming time.
Okay, thank you. Deputy Reeve, please.
Thank you. Through you, Reeve. Does Huron County have the survey of their own data to go on? I'm just curious as to, was there anything that stuck out as being purely North Huron versus Huron County that we could?
When I spoke with the team before the survey, so I received no information about any survey they have performed, but they appreciated that we are doing this survey locally, and they also like showed their interest to see the survey result and providing their support in any manner in the upcoming workshop and training organization. Yeah.
Any other questions at this time? Okay, may I have a mover? Deputy Reeve, seconder. Councillor Wright, all in favor? Carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ritu. At this time, we'll go into 6.6.3, CAO 2025-08 expansion of Strong Mirror Powers update. I just wondered, before we have questions for our CAO, if our CAO would like to just make a few remarks and just tell us, because I know we had to send a letter out and things like that, so.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Reba, and to members of council. The report does spell out, I think, the update and what the Mayor Strong Powers represent and what it brings to municipalities that are being included in this next wave. I think one of the points that we certainly discussed as a staff and team was previous appointments and I guess acknowledgement for municipalities with the granting of this power. It was tied to grants or housing projects and programs. There was no such carrot or incentive under this wave. They were just kind of waving the wand to other communities with the criteria of having six members of council or greater to be included within this third wave. The feedback time that they put out for public consultation was a short one. It's unusually short for a week's time from the date of the announcement to last basically last Monday or last Tuesday that we had it open. So we were able to put together some comments from the Reeve, who submitted that on the line as well. I also shared that portal with members of council if you wish to put some feedback in ahead of the deadline, knowing we weren't meeting in that time period. As you've seen, a number of communities across the province have noted their displeasure with being included as part of the legislation. Part of the report tonight, it really just puts on the table a discussion for members of council to whether determine we'd like to ask the province to remove our municipality from that roster as well. The concern is past practice has shown past mayors or communities that have done the same, past resolutions during the second wave that did not want them, were still left on the bill amendment, granting them powers even though they weren't being well received. But I guess that's a chance we take, but at least we put forward, this council's position, this township's position on how you'd like to move forward and the recognition of these powers. And then other discussions we can have is whether council wants to go down the road of delegating the authority back to council from the table, and that'll carry us over for at least a period of time until the province might make other adjustments, or the next term of council comes into play, where we'll have to deal with those considerations, whether we do a special bylaw and so staff can help put something together from that perspective. But really, it's here for your information, and any questions we're happy to respond to.
Thank you, CAO Nelson. At this time, are there questions for Nelson that you find from this? Go ahead, Councillor Palmer, please.
Yeah, thank you, Reeve. You spoke fast. So out of that, that letter that you sent by the 16th, was it a displeasure of it, or that we refuse to go further, or does that take a motion, or where are we sitting?
Yeah, thank you through you, Reeve, too, Councillor. The comments we put forward were certainly of displeasure, taking away, I think, the voice of council as a whole, that kind of contrary to democracy and the voice of the people making resolutions here. So we spoke contrary to that. Certainly concerns around potential operations and the change of operations at the town hall when we're talking about budget proposals and propositions. How would that look forward? Again, create some more obstacles, I think, in hurdles in presenting information to council as a collective. So we did put some negative comments from that perspective, and also just desiring to maintain, I think, for small communities of our size, maintain, I think, the decision power here at the council table.
Any other questions? Deputy Reid, please.
Yes, thank you. Through you, Reeve. Regardless of what our response is, the province is laying that power upon the municipalities anyway. I guess adding displeasure to it is a response, but to outright deny those abilities in such a short time frame and in such a short information from the province as to what that actually really means. The first time that the Strong Mayors Act was presented was a criteria for infrastructure funding, and preferential treatment was given to those municipalities. Now, they were larger municipalities at the time, but the province seen fit to put that criteria in place. I can see the Strong Mayors Act only being a problem if it's used improperly. And I really don't want to handcuff our municipality from 2 weeks from now, after everybody's put their displeasure and said they won't be a part of it, that the province came back and said, okay, it's going to be a kind of a go back and forth here, who's bullying who, and put infrastructure money back on the table for the ones that did do what the province was requesting of them. So I'm really on the fence here. I see the problem with the changing of the delegation and what it means to the municipality as far as the speed of putting things through. But that has been seems to be the going trend for the province now with the tariffs and stuff, that we're having to move faster and faster and relinquish the red tape that is involved with moving projects forward. I just don't see any reason to at this point remove ourselves from that possibility when it doesn't really make a difference what we say either way. But it may make a difference if we deny it. We can send our displeasure with it, but I don't think that at this point, without the information, that we would deny to take ourselves off that until we have We can do that at any time until we have more information on what that's actually going to entail. I think the township would be at a loss of not being able to participate in that conversation by taking ourselves out of that quorum. Thank you.
Councillor Palmer, please.
Thank you, Reeve. The idea of the province giving special powers to mayors for the sole purpose of jamming their own priorities through the system, just, it irks me. It's wrong. It's a conflict of interest, I think. I really take huge displeasure with this. Like the letters we read at the beginning of the meeting, or we had to read, like, I agree with those, and I don't like the idea of being bought. You know, here's a carrot, you know, go for it, include this. Like, it's not good. This is terribly, there's an abuse of power here, and I'm afraid of it being abused down the road if the wrong Reeve gets in. You know, a Reeve with the wrong principles or ideas, and you never know. And I know we can say no to it, and the province ignores it anyways. We don't know how that's gonna play out. But like, I'm on the fence too, to a point, but I think it's more that this is a negative to, especially to a small council, to a small municipality, because you can just get the wrong character in, and oh my, we've got a problem. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Go ahead, Councillor Wright, please.
Yeah, thanks to you, Reeve. It's probably a hard question to answer, but the only reason these next wave of municipalities got given strong mayor powers was the size of our council, right? 6 or more. Is there any reading the tea leaves indication that it'll eventually be rolled out right across the province, and this is just an intermediate step, or do you think there's any chance of the province stopping at this?
Yeah, thank you. Good question. I think based on the comments we've heard from the premier in the past and now the minister, this is just the next phase. So we would believe the next step, probably in a year, would be to introduce the balance of the municipalities to provide that authority, again, under their legislation and the amendments to the bill. Whether that happens again in a short period, really hard to understand, but the provinces have a new mandate with the election under their belt. So I think if they stay true to their priorities regarding, and if housing and infrastructure is their key, they may see fit to bring that forward for the balance of the 444 communities in whole.
Thank you.
Any other questions? I'd just like to ask our CAO, of those last 50 that went in, did any of them, do you know, turn down this at all? And what were the repercussions? Or
Yeah, certainly I'm aware of a few of them, and some of them were single tier municipalities as well. For example, Chatham-Kent, the mayor had sent a direct letter to the province and the premier, not wishing to take on those strong powers. But despite having received that, the province went ahead anyways and still maintained Chatham-Kent under the delegation of the authorities to them as well. So they, while they received information in opposition, province held steadfast to not changing any of their proposals under the bill. So everyone that has been listed to date has been approved to date, despite objections from their own councils and their own mayors.
so there's more than one, like you're saying? Like
Yes.
yeah. Okay, thank you. Councillor Wright, please.
Yeah, so just so I can kind of understand the next steps. So, right now, council has to follow the bylaws as written, right? And so the fact that we've been awarded strong mayor powers doesn't necessarily change those bylaws, right? We still have to follow those bylaws until they're changed, I would assume, right? So is there anything about this rollout that actually mandates us to change the bylaws so that they would conform with strong mayor powers?
Chris, if you want to try to address that.
Yeah, so through your worship, to answer Councilor Wright's question, anywhere where those authorities are given, it would supersede any North Huron bylaws. So provincial legislation would supersede North Huron's bylaws. So for example, there are areas of the procedure bylaw that are automatically overwritten or overruled by strong mayor powers. For example, the ability to introduce a matter at any given meeting if it's determined to be in the aligned with a provincial priority. But like CEO Santos said, a lot of what municipalities have done is delegated the authorities back to almost mitigate the impact of the strong mayor powers. For example, delegating the budget process back to staff and council, delegating the power for hiring and dismissal of staff back to council, that kind of thing. And then the rest of it is really whatever the strong mayor at the time makes of those powers in regard to what they're willing to exercise and what they're not. And there's processes that are already developed for that. So anytime strong mayor powers are used, they're notice has to be provided, or it has to be in writing. Staff would develop an accompanying form that has to be filled out. So we would try and keep things in the interest of accountability and transparency whenever those powers are used. And a lot of municipalities have basically developed a section of their municipal website that indicates every time strong mayor powers were used and for what purposes.
Thank you. Any other questions at this time? Go ahead, Councillor Palmer.
It's just a comment. I just can't imagine if you pulled your muscle on us and wanted, something through.
Don't tell.
Like, what the heck? Do we all go down the hall and take off? Like, what good are we here? I just don't understand what province is thinking here. Like, even in a big city, councillors are elected to serve their people, and those people just get dumped on when the muscle powers come in. So it's beyond me thinking of what the next steps are going to be for us. I don't know. I wish we could just say no to the darn thing. At least it sends a message back to the province, and maybe if there's enough of these negative messages back, they might change. It may not, but
Okay,
I guess- go ahead.
just before Deputy Reeve asks, Carson would like to talk.
Yeah, through your worship to Councillor Palmer's comment there. So if this, we'll wait to see what comes of May 1st, and then staff would bring things forward, education, training, that kind of thing, so that council's not necessarily flying blind with these new powers and responsibilities. So the clerks in all of Huron County have been looking at joint training options similar to what we've done in the past for education training sessions of what's changed, that kind of thing. And then there'll be a number of updates. Right. So I would need to bring something forward as part of our procedure bylaw update, some of our accountability and transparency policies, council vacancy policies, those kind of things. So that it clearly outlines what the next steps would be.
Deputy Reeve, please.
Yeah, through you, Reeve. If you read the proposal on the Strong Mayors Act, it lays out quite clearly what responses and what responsibilities and what rebuttals the council has. And I don't see in that act taking away any of council's ability to say we don't agree with the Reeve. It's just not written that way. So to say that the Reeve would have the ability to bully council, it's still 7 people or 6 people against 1, and it's written right in the process of dealing with the Strong Mayors Act. So I don't think that's a fair analogy as to that the Reeve is on his own.
You had a hand there, I think.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Reeve. Look at Aurelia, right, recently. The mayor fired the incoming CAO and he hadn't even sat in his seat yet. And he used his powers. And the powers, I don't know if the powers were even available to Aurelia at that point, but he did. And council said, or they had no choice. It happened. It happened. They had a good person coming in and it didn't like him.
Council had no say on that? Maybe they-
Well, he won, so what say did they have?
Saying they did.
But what say did they
Speculate.
have?
Speculating, but you don't even know what the process.
Well, the
was.
CAO went
Okay.
home. So what does that mean?
Okay, at this, I think we've exhausted a lot of the points here. I'm just wondering if we could have a motion that you sort of
Yeah,
made
so
out of this?
so really there's two options for council, right? If council doesn't want to take any action, the motion that was a starting point on the agenda is just to receive the report for information purposes. If council wants to take action and send a letter similar to what other municipalities have done, I have pulled the motion from the town of Amherstburg that was included in the consent agenda, and council could pass that as well, and we would send the letters to the province, being the premier, the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, MPP Thompson, and AMO, indicating North Huron's stance on that. So it all depends on which direction council wants to go, in what message you want to send, or if you want to send a message.
Counselor Van Henderson, please.
Thank you, Reeve. You already sent a letter of displeasure, didn't you? So I would like to make the motion as presented then.
Yeah. For clarity, I guess, for the motion as presented, Councilor Van Hursum, you just.
For
need to-
information,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that the Council of the Township of North Huron hereby receives the report prepared by the CAO dated April 22nd, 2025 regarding the pending expansion of strong mayor powers to the Township of North Huron for information purposes.
Okay. Go ahead. Second it. Okay, we put this on the table. All in favor? Carried. So after May 1, will something be coming forward to us in Clerk Lamb, please?
Yeah, so the OREG under the Municipal Act, which indicates those municipalities would receive royal assent with the list of those municipalities, and North Huron will either be included or not included. And based on that, staff will work through next steps and keep council informed on what that looks like.
Okay. Turning over page to 7.1, Jordan Andrew, Effie Medill Secondary School, was a request for a removable pitcher's mound and diamond maintenance at Riverside Park. The staff require direction, so I'm opening up to council members at this time. Okay, Director Seiss, could you just help us out a little bit here, please?
Through you, Reeve Heffer. My understanding when Mr. Andrew presented at my office was that he was looking for the township to take on building a pitcher's mound for their hardball season, which would be September, October. So this would be a school team. And to look at maintenance of the ball diamond at Riverside Park. Which in his letter to council indicated some line maintenance and there was and groundskeeping. Yes, so grass, chalk lines, and grading. Currently, the Public Works Department does maintain the overall field, cutting the grass throughout the fall season, so that is taken care of. The chalk lines is not a service that the township offers anymore, so we would encourage this ball group to put in their own lines, as we do expect other user groups to do. And then in the letter from Mr. Andrew, it talked also about a removable pitcher's mound. And so a little bit of research prior to this meeting, a removable pitcher's mound costs anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000. And could be moved in and out by the user group as well.
Thank you. Okay, we'll go to questions now. We'll start with Councillor Palmer, Deputy Reeve then.
Yeah, two questions, if you don't mind. Thank
Yes,
you, Ray.
go ahead.
What's a versatile pitcher's mound made of?
Through you, Reeve Heffer. I believe it is made of a composite material. I don't believe it's like a wood material. But I would have to get back to you on the exact specifications of that.
And follow-up question, like what's there now, slow pitch ones are what, 60-foot runs between the bases, and hardball would be 90-foot. Is there room down there without slugging the ball in the water all the time?
I haven't performed any measurements of that area, so I would imagine there would need to be some adjustments. But I'm not aware through Mr. Andrews what that looks like or what kind of impact that might have to the game, or if they could play with perhaps an adjusted size diamond.
Thank you. We'll go to Deputy Reeve, please. Go ahead.
Thank you. Through you, Reeve. Yeah, the same questions as to just the functionality of the park, and when it says that there's for us to take over the maintenance, that is my calculation. That's an extra 30 feet of stone chip and asphalt, or stone chip to be replaced. The grass that's going to need to be moved for the bases to be 9. Right now, the bases will be out in the grass field. So then to have the the stone dust further than that, it really does narrow in the outfield as far as it goes there. My main concern is the Effie Medill School draws all of their funding from all the municipalities around that they draw their children bases into, where the municipality only has our own ratepayers. That I would like to know whether there was a request gone out to other municipalities that their children go to be in the this league, whether there any funding is available or been requested from any of them. I just don't want to see this to be another one of those one-off contracts that we have that North Huron provides all of the recreation for every other municipality that comes to Effie Medill. Now, I'm wholeheartedly in favor of the pitcher's mound and having them to be able to play in North Huron, but I just don't want this to be a lopsided agreement once again.
Right. Go ahead, Councillor Wright, please.
Yeah, thanks, Reeve. So a couple of similar points. We do have a new policy now, right? That, well, I guess the first thing is that, you know, I don't think we want to bypass our budgeting process, right? We do have a process at which people are supposed to submit requests for budget by a certain time for the following year. For a few different reasons that didn't happen, but I don't think we want to depart from that, right? That just leads to a bunch of requests. Secondly, we have a policy now that when people want to initiate this kind of project, right, that people can follow, and we can understand, you know, what money they're looking to get from the municipality, what they're going to fundraise with themselves. Again, I think it's a good benchmark of real interest in the community if we see that there's some willingness for the group to fundraise for it. And then to your point, Deputy Reeve, some of that fundraising would happen outside the municipality, not just inside. And then thirdly, it does seem like a very good possible project that could be put towards the Vance Trust, because I do think through the other comments, I've heard the same things, that there's different changes and upgrades to these diamonds that are required to facilitate a true hardball diamond. And I think the Vance fund is perfect for that. You know, I guess I'll make that motion, right? That staff, direct, Mr. Andrew, down that road of following our approved policy for these kinds of requests. Look to direct them to make an application to the Vance Fund this year. And I know that means we're not going to get anything done in 2025, but I think what might be done then would be done properly in 2026.
Just give the clerk a moment here, please. And he'll read it back to you, see if that's fitting.
So Council Wright, if this isn't what you're looking for, let me know, but something along the lines of that the Council of the Township of North Huron hereby encourages Effie Medill Secondary School to fundraise in accordance with the township's acceptance of donations and fundraising campaigns policy and to apply for the Vance Fund.
He moved it. Who seconded it? Seconded, Councillor Whitfield? Yes, go ahead.
This is procedure. Question. I still had an important question to ask
Okay.
before the motion was made. So how do we deal with that?
You could ask your question. Yeah, there's a motion on the floor, but that's the discretion of the chair. Yeah.
If we changed up these are slow pitch diamonds, period. If we change one up for hardball for a month and a half, how does that affect the workings of the slow pitch? Because it'll come back to slow pitch. It'll be slow pitch all summer, and I don't know when it ends, but it's in the fall sometime. So that particular diamond will be going back and forth for at least a month and a half. So how does it affect slow pitch guys? Are they gonna be mad now? If we have to be careful that we don't cause, trying to be nice to one, just off another one.
Yeah, I guess through your worship, so the mound itself will be removable anyways. So what most municipalities or recreation departments do is they put it on a cart and store it off to the side of the diamond, and then the user group rolls it in on the cart. Usually takes about 4 people or so. It gets lifted off and it's placed on the diamond. As for the infield itself, I think you'd be maintaining the diamond pretty much as it is in regard to grass cutting. I don't think you'd be like reapplying more stone to the infield, because if you do, then you're getting into larger costs. It would all depend on how deep the infield is, whether you can get 90 feet for bases and it's almost at the grass. It might not be as bad, and then it's not going to change slow pitch. It'd just be the infield would just be a bit larger, and their outfielders or infielders would adjust accordingly based on the game they're playing.
Okay, with that sort of contradicts the motion that's forward there right now.
No,
Could we
no.
not leave it as
Currently the motion on the floor is to encourage them to fundraise in accordance with the township's fundraising policy, and then to also apply for the Vance Fund. But it's specific for a removable pitcher's mound. That's the cost.
Yeah, and
The
if I may, Reeve, the reason I made that motion is as per the policy, they have to come back to council for approval with whatever is done, right? So
okay?
that's why I had that intent, is because the policy directs them to put a plan together, come back to council. And so then we can review the plans and impact of those plans at that time.
Okay. Okay, so we have mover and seconder, all in favor? Carried. Thank you. Okay, at this time, we have a Reeves activity report, sort of a quieter time, but we had the Thrive Summit. I know Councillor Van Hitterson's probably going to be touching on that. It's just about shed programs that they have out there for just people that are having troubles, and it came through they gave an example of how that works. And but Councillor Van Hitterson, I'm sure we'll hit on that a bit. I just want to report on the Westario meeting today. They had their KPMG audited, and they're very happy with the way they said they did an exceptional job in the audit report. And I know lately you've probably seen down the street, they put in about 20 new poles here. The infrastructure is what they're working on. Some of the stuff is just getting old. And they've also, for the new apartments, they redid the substation on Minnie Street, and that's completed, all brand new there now. And in 2025 and 26, they're splitting up on Carling Terrace, the substation there, and they're going to do the rebuild there again. They want to do it all new and do a good job on it. And it's come to, but it's still working. So they just thought they'd be able to pace it out a little bit. And also with the hydro that went out, I'm sure some of you in town there realize that. Well, it was a pole got pushed over by a food truck, and second time it's happened lately. Now they're going to put some safety things around it, but it's the drivers. It's just maybe not quite the care taken in some of the drivers now, but yeah, but just for the public to know, that's why the hydro went off, and they're working down here, so they're able to get on it fairly quick. And then today was Earth Day, and again, very, very, very fortunate. I had over 30 volunteers coming out, clean up garbage around the town, and they got a big trailer loaded up, and just thank to the volunteers that did this. They just came out and all worked in for a couple hours there, and Nelson was able to come down to address them, and that was very much appreciated. Thank you. So at this time, we'll go to council members, board and committee reports, please. Anybody? Go ahead, Councillor Van Anderson, please.
Thank you, Reeve. I attended the Maitland Valley Conservation Authority monthly meeting, and I went to the Thrive Summit. That's 2 days of economic development supported by economic development from the county, Community Futures, and Bruce Power, to say a couple. The first day was all about supporting local businesses during the current circumstances, promoting our own unique stories, telling what we do, where we come from, and how we like to grow and attend and have more people in our area. We talked about the influence and use of artificial intelligence. The second day was all about community safety and well-being information. A local panel discussed the importance of social connections for better health and the prioritization of cross-sector collaboration for building more supported and connected communities. There was since COVID, the computer age is so much more. People don't attend meetings anymore, don't meet each other anymore, and apparently that is a really important for our mental and physical health. So there was the OPP does community outreach programs. There was a presentation about doctor and nurses recruitment, and what Reeve Heffer already was talking about, since the agricultural sector is the most important and largest work provider in the county. The economic development did a lot of support for them. There is a farmers' mental health meeting. It's in small local communities. It's called the Shed Talks, and everybody is invited to have some, to organize some small meetings. If you know some neighbors or some clubs that you would like to have together, then there would be specialized support available for them. That's about it for
Thank
in
you.
short.
Any comments by members? Go ahead, Deputy Reeve, please.
Yeah, it's just a question actually for you, Reeve. There, you were just talking about the volunteers picking up some garbage. Was that a particular organization that did that?
No, it was volunteers through the BIA. They sort of took it over. A gentleman led that for a few years, and he just asked the BIA if they'd organize it, because a lot of them help out with it anyways. But again, just volunteers,
Yeah.
just volunteers.
Was any of it on municipal property? Any of the garbage pickup on municipal property?
Oh, I think some of the garbage was on municipal property, yeah.
I just have a question then, as to our bylaw and our liability that we requested from all of our service groups that they provide us with a insurance certificate and training of anybody doing work on municipal property. I just wonder if the township is now just for sake of throwing it under the rug, not going by it, or like I'm confused as to what after that comment, what I'm supposed to say to the people that were issued a response to, the cease and desist comment. There's nothing gone forward further with that. I just wondered if it's a township initiative and whether the township is going to follow its bylaws, or are we going to not do that? And I need clarity on that when I'm asked about that comment. So, thank you.
I don't know whether I can ask either Chip to say anything or our clerk will help. out
Yeah,
here.
through your worship, I guess, yeah, so where that was left, with the staffing changes is kind of left in a limbo state. The CEO and I haven't necessarily got a chance to discuss any of that yet, because I know there was, from that initial meeting, there was some follow-up that, the CEO at the time was going to do. And that hasn't necessarily occurred yet, but, it's something that we can, bring to council, with the help of our insurance to see what council is interested in, proceeding with in regard to that matter. So we can
Well,
definitely look into it.
What is then the head of council's response to that? Our volunteers then now have free reign, or what? Like, I just can't see us doing one thing and saying another and then doing the opposite again the next time something comes up, because this is spring and things are going to get underway, and there's going to be people wanting to do things, from the Friends of the Village to the Thrashers that is going to come up and up and up and again, and we either have to make our decision before we start allowing all this to happen, because we already started the ball rolling on all of our organizations, and gave them a timeline and gave them a curriculum to go by, and to throw it out the window, it confuses me and saddens me that we're not going to go and stick by our initial, or at least make it one way or the other. It's back and forth. I just don't agree with it.
Well, all I can say, I'm very happy these people gathered the garbage up. Saw the main street. It looks a little bit better now. And yeah, I'm sure, I know as our CEO has been writing stuff down continually there. I'm sure he's going to be getting back to us with something that we'll be able to have set in stone, I guess you'd say, the way the deputy reeve wants it.
Do we know that we require the insurance from the other people? There's still, I'm not comfortable with not having a yes or no answer as to whether we're going to go forward with it or not. Because we could just have someone could get injured and come back and sue the municipality. Well, I wasn't trained to run a rake, and I rake some hydro lines. I don't know. Who knows what could happen, right?
Absolutely.
Now, I want to say, I'm all for my volunteers. We couldn't do the things we do without them. And I'm just trying to get clarity for them as to when you allow one and then, stick a notice out that the others have to conform to some strict rule and have insurance and everything, and then just go ahead and authorize something without going through the municipality's volunteer program.
Okay. Anything else? Go ahead, Councillor Palmer, please.
I just don't know what to say. These are volunteers picking up garbage, and I can tell you, I'll go to the street and pick up damn garbage anytime. Anytime.
Okay,
And
let's stop this
we-
now.
this
Point of
was-
order.
Actually, I'll bring back order. this was mentioned back at budget time where there was a displeasure of how the bylaw that affects the volunteers, and we best get that dealt with quick, please.
Okay, that's been duly noted. Thank you very much, the two of you. Okay, at this time, we're notice of motion. Any notice of motion? Seeing none. Bylaws. 9.1 bylaw number 28-2025 reciprocal cross-border servicing agreement with Morris Turnberry for water and wastewater services. May I have a mover? Councillor Palmer, seconder. Councillor Wright, all in favor? Carried. Bylaw number 29-2025, letter of understanding with Fanshawe College for student learning experience. May I have a mover? Councillor Van Hitterson, Councillor Wright, all in favor? Carried. Next meetings, next regular council meeting is Monday, May 5th, 2025 at 6 p.m. right here. Next Blythe BIA board meeting will be held on Thursday, April 24th at 8 a.m. first floor of the room at the Blythe and District Community Center. The next Wingham BIA board meeting will be held on Thursday, May 15th, 2025 at 6:30 at Hot Stove Lounge at the North Huron West Cass Community Complex. Are there any other announcements? Seeing none. Other business, none. Closed session, none. Conformatory bylaw number 30-2025. Conformatory bylaw. May I have a mover? Councillor Whitfield. Deputy Reeve, all in favor? Carried. Adjournment that the Council of Township of North Huron agree that there being no further business before council, the April 22nd, 2025 regular council meeting be hereby adjourned at 7:12. May I have a mover? Deputy Reeve, Councillor Van Hitterson, all in favor? Carried. And at the start of the meeting, I forgot to mention that Councillor McBurney, he just had his operation on his knee there last night, and he wasn't able to be with us today. So thank you very much, each one.